We've seen LG Display show off prototype, curved, and rollable OLEDs for the past few years here at CES, but now LG Electronics is finally putting back technology in a shipping TV. This is the LG Signature Series OLED TV R. At its core, it's really just another 65-inch 4K OLED from LG, but what's really cool is that the screen can just roll down into the huge base. There's a spindle in there, and the OLED just curves around it, and it just completely disappears from sight. And the appeal of something like this would be for somebody who wants a 65-inch TV, a nice big screen for movies and TV shows, but maybe doesn't always want a black mirror dominating their living room. Now you can pull it up when you're watching TV and pull it down when you're having a dinner party or something like that. The base of this TV is also a 100-watt Dolby Atmos speaker. It doesn't have upward firing speakers, but can virtualize some of that. It can also do virtualized surround sounds as well. So it's mainly two front speakers, but at 100 watts, that's a decent amount of power. It sounds good for music from what I've heard, and from the little bits of video demos we heard, it could be a decent replacement for like a sound bar when it comes to watching movies. The mechanism itself is pretty simple. You just hit a button on the remote and the screen can roll up, it can roll down. There's also a mode where the screen can just be up kind of like a sliver. That's called line mode, and that basically gives you a small display for you to control things like music. You could put a clock up there, or even family photos, so you could get a little bit of OLED that you could use for a nice functional but still decorative kind of a display. The OLED TV R supports everything LG's current 2019 OLEDs do, so that includes 4K, HDR, Dolby Vision, and HLG, and it's also running the second generation A9 processor as well, so it's pretty much the same as all their other TVs. And as with any piece of electronics that has moving parts, there's always the potential for it to break down. LG says the rolling mechanism is rated for 50,000 rolls and unrolls of the actual screen. I'm not sure what that would actually amount to, but I think the main danger with this TV is that rolling mechanism. If you've ever had a vacuum or any device really that has a spindle like that, things go wrong. They go wrong easily, and I can only imagine how bad it is if a spindle goes wrong while it's rolling up a really delicate OLED screen. Based on the demos we saw, it looks like a great OLED, so there's a lot of great contrast, tons of color, plenty of brightness there, so pretty much everything you'd want in a modern OLED set. The main issue I'd see with this TV is the base. It's kind of a big thing. One of the appeals of OLED is that you have a nice thin and light TV that you can pretty much put anywhere. You definitely won't be able to mount this thing. It's kind of has to be its own piece of furniture. It's definitely the sort of thing that would be for people who really care about aesthetics. But you know, for people who are interested in LG's wallpaper TV, that W series, you know, it's going to cost a little more, but I think there's a certain audience that would pay for that. LG isn't talking about the pricing for the OLED TV R yet, but it should be available in the second half of the year. This TV is also going to be running the latest version of WebOS, which is finally adding Google Assistant and Alexa support to LG TV, so you can hit a button and ask the same support questions you always would to an Alexa device. We also briefly saw LG's 8K, LCD, and OLED TVs. They look very good. We saw them back at IFA. Now they're actually going to be shipping this year. Definitely no pricing or details there. And certainly the main worry around 8K still stands. The content isn't there. Definitely don't pay more for 8K when that content isn't there yet, and especially when 4K OLEDs are coming down in price and are looking better and better and being able to do cool things like roll around. Stay tuned to Engadget.com for more news from CES 2019.